All right, let's start with what questions you have.
What questions do I have? Wow, where do I start? Whew. What do I need? What do I need to do to get started with you?
We can do a walkthrough, see what you qualify for, you know, figure out what your goals are, what you're trying to accomplish, and then you know, we can get you on board.
Okay.
Do you have any questions about government contracts or anything like that?
Yes, I do. I've kind of familiarized myself with the basics, I would say, and I put in for a couple of contracts, and I thought I won a few, and then just to find out we weren't selected, and you know, really not given a reason as to why we weren't selected. So I guess I need to get another eye on looking at the specifics, details more closely, I guess, to see where it is that I'm actually going wrong, or if I'm going wrong, or if I'm not going wrong. I don't know whether it could be maybe my pricing is too high, may not be high enough. It may appear to be unrealistic to the contracting officers. So it's just, you know, those little things like that that I want to tweak and get in line with.
So you're not requesting debriefings?
5 years. The debriefing that I requested, it was pretty much vague. The contracting officer was pretty much vague as far as the responses that I was given.
That's strange, because they're usually pretty specific. If you want to forward those to me,
I can give you a scenario, if that's okay.
Sure.
Okay. This is what happened. I bid on a bread contract for the Bureau of Prisons out in, it was FCI Phoenix out in Arizona. And I bid on it through vet-biz. And when the bid closed out, our company was in the lead. So I got a phone call from the contracting officer. Basically didn't identify themselves as being the contracting officer. So, you know, sometimes in this business, you got to be kind of careful as to, you know, who you're receiving phone calls from, just to make sure that it's not a competitor, you know, giving you a call to see if they can get your prices out of you.
Sure.
So I was told that they were interviewing other bidders and that they would be back in touch shortly. So my thing was, okay, on vet-biz, normally if, you know, you close out in the lead, so to speak, you know, you potentially can be awarded a contract because they do it based off of the lowest price.
Right.
So then the next thing I know, I get an email from the contracting officer requesting a sample of the bread that we had proposed. I found that to be kind of odd because that was not in the initial solicitation.
Right.
But I went ahead and complied and got the bread, and I had it shipped. The bread was shipped. No one reached out to me and says, you know, hey, we received it, blah, 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 so on and so forth. But I was able to track it through FedEx, so I know when it was received. So I would say maybe a week or so before it was actually time to do the delivery, I get an email from the contracting officer stating that the food service administrator declined the bread. So my question was, you know, what specifically, you know, was the food service supervisor looking for in regards to the bread? I mean, there's only so many different ways you can make bread. If you got the proper ingredients, you're going to make bread. So it sort of kind of didn't make sense to me. So I sort of kind of got the feeling that maybe it was another company out there that they were looking to award this to. They just needed to find some sort of reason that was viable to get me out of the picture. So we go back and forth, and she tells me, well, you're going to have to wait for the food service administrator. All of a sudden, the food service administrator is out of the office on vacation. I don't know when they're going to return. Okay, fine, no problem. Next thing I know, the buy is actually canceled, and the reason that they give is other. Well, to me, that's not detailed and specific enough as to other, and it's reposted. So I didn't bid on it again. I felt as if though, you know, at this point, I'm wasting my time, and I wasn't sure if we would have proceeded with it, you know, and the order would have started being received, what other problems would they have had? You know, because my money is out here, my money's on the line. you have my product and now you have a complaint. So I left it alone. It came out, it was awarded, I guess the next day, to a company called Wholesome. And that was that. Their pricing was, I think, maybe $5,000 higher than what we had came in with as far as our bid was. So it's just those situations that I'm running into. Like I said, maybe I don't know what it is that I'm doing wrong. I don't know. Sometimes I send enough. Maybe it may be overkill. Maybe I need to downgrade what it is that I'm sending, or maybe I don't need to ask any questions. At this point, I'm just looking for some direction.
Right. Usually on a debriefing, they're real specific because they don't want you to continue to call them and email them. So they want to give you as much information as possible to satisfy you, you know?
Right.
It's weird that they didn't, they said other and didn't explain. That's not going to happen in the future. I won't let it happen. If we request a debriefing and they don't tell us why, I'll go to the GAO and report them. I'll have so many people up there keisters. They'll purchasing agents are, you know, humans in general are lazy, all right? So, and not to talk bad about the government, but humans in general are lazy, and a lot of government employees have a government job because it's, you know, it's a cush job. They do the bare minimum they have to get by each day. So when it comes to something like a debriefing, they usually explain in detail so that you leave them alone. They don't want to be bothered, you know. And if they're not bothered enough to let you know that details, I know who to get in touch in front of and literally have their world come down on them, you know. Right.
Well, I think maybe because she did mention to me that she looked at the company in Sam's and she said it appeared as if though we were new to Sam's. And I told her, well, we are new to Sam's, so to speak, and then we're not. I had registered back when it was classified as the CCR.
Right.
But it's like I explained to her, you know, we weren't really winning any contracts, you know, so I just kind of left it alone, you know, and I just recently went back to doing it. I said, so of course it's going to appear, you know, that we are new. I guess we are new from their perspective.
Yeah, but that's
with everything.
That shouldn't make a difference.
Well, she had told me that in the past they have had issues with small businesses not being able to deliver. So my response to that was, you know, don't allow other small businesses to determine my future. I'm not those other, I'm not those other small businesses. So that didn't work either. So I didn't know what else to present or to say, because like I said, we can bid all day long. But if we're not winning, then definitely there's not going to be any past performance. So I guess that kind of, you know, made them leery, I guess.
Yeah, but that's the old catch-22. If they'll never give you a contract, how are you supposed to get past performance if they won't give you one?
Absolutely.
Of course, you can sell as a subcontractor to primes, and that can count as past performance. You know.
I mean, like I said, John, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I've went in, I've done research on other companies, and I'm noticing that it's only a handful of companies specifically that are winning these contracts with the prison.
Well,
like I said,
you might not necessarily be doing anything wrong, though. Or then again, you may.
Okay.
Maybe you are giving them too much information. I don't know. You're going to have me on your team to review your proposals before you submit them from now on. You're also going to have me on your team to teach you how to submit the bids properly and what to look for and what it is that they want, how they want it sent, etc. I tend to stay away from FedBid and Fed Connect opportunities because it's a reverse auction. They're beating you up for, you know, they're nickel and diming you. And I have clients that are very successful with FedBid and Fed Connect, but you know, I go after the easy hanging fruit first. That's what I teach my clients, is go after the easy contracts first. You're more apt to win those, and that's a good way to build your past performance as well.
Okay. I guess I'm spending too much time focusing on the competition, and I know I should, because I need to know, you know, where they were previously, you know, when they awarded this type of contract, especially if it was one that has been put out in the past.
Yeah.
And like I said, I think my pricing, you know, I think my pricing is competitive, but yet again, it comes down to the point where I don't see how these people are able to lowball these contracts like this with a profit built in and make money.
Right, right.
Doing this.
Well,
it's
you know,
like it's like a lowball operation.
what did you guys do in revenues last year, roughly?
So that's what I want to. Well, actually, nothing. I haven't been doing any work, John, actually, since 2008. I had a primary job. Actually, I used to work for the federal government in the Bureau of Prisons Division. But with, you know, health issues and concerns, you know, I've actually been out of work for quite some time. So I'm basically just getting back in the driver's seat.
Okay.
To take over and, you know, and get some things going. So I think maybe, you know, with that playing a role, you know, I may be, you know, going a little too fast. And like I said, not gearing it down and paying specific attention to some of the things that maybe I'm missing that's causing me to lose.
Right.
But right now, the only thing that I can actually identify is the pricing. I mean, because I'm very good at following instructions.
Right.
When I don't know, I don't know. So I'll ask. I'll call and ask, or I'll send an email and ask. So like I said, I guess it's just me. I guess needing to learn how to make it in the lowball industry. Because this is what I'm seeing.
Well, like I said, I'm going to work with you and teach you how to go after some of the low-hanging fruit first. Get that. Let's establish your past performance. Make sure you know you're
now, I have
all that
some
stuff.
past performance, but I don't know whether or not it's going to count. I use it, but I don't know whether or not it's going to actually count.
Right.
Like I said, back in 2009, I was doing a little bit, but it was on the state side, nothing on the federal side. So I just utilized that to show that, hey, you know, I have done a contract in the past. We did deliver on it. You know, the client was happy. Everything went well.
Okay. Well, let's do this. I just emailed you over a video. Take some time and watch that. Okay. Are you available today at 4?
Okay. Yes, I am.
Get in on my group training today at 4, and you know, just listen in. If you find something you want to bid on, let me know, and we'll work on it together.
I'm doing that right now, John. I'm actually working on 2 contracts right now. As I talk to you, I have a bread contract that I'm working on, and it's another contract it's for some supplies.
Okay. In the FBO,
Army.
When you're working on the contract.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say you're working on this one right here. When you're in it, and you're actually looking at it, copy this address up here and send me an email with those links.
Okay.
Get in on my training today at 4, and we'll go through it together. All right?
Okay. That'll work.
Meanwhile, watch that video I just sent you, and we'll figure out what we can do. All right?
Okay. Now, for the training at 4, will I receive another email that's going to have that link in it or the access code? Okay.
Yep.
All right. Sounds good.
You got it.
All right. I'll talk to you at 4.
Sounds good. Bye-bye.
All right. Thanks, John.
No problem.
Bye-bye.